Hey, what's going on, G-Ballers? Today I have a new knife here to share with you coming in from Kizer. If this is your first time stopping by, welcome to GBall Vision. Drop a comment down below and let me know what your EDC is for today. This is going to be a new release for Kizer. It is available and it's going to be out of their Vanguard series. It is called the Seagull, and interesting enough, this is actually an in-house design for Kizer, so I'm not sure what that means as far as, who was actually involved, because more often than not, they work with outside designers. Now, the Seagull here being an in-house design, I kind of thought to myself it would be even more affordable than designs with outside collaborations, right? And I got to looking on the website and I came across the Seagull. It does come in this micarta, which is really nice. It comes in Richlight. It also comes in aluminum. We're going to be looking at 14C 28N steel. Beautiful kind of leaf shaped drop point, spear point like blade in 14C. Two of the versions are going to be satin finish, where the aluminum will be a PVD coating. And as I said, that aluminum one will be coming in at $80. Now, we aren't looking at a milled titanium clip or anything like that. We are looking at their standard deep carry clip, and it is right-hand carry only. We are looking at a standard liner lock, good access there with a chamfer, and we do have a couple of uniquely designed flippers here. I like this minimal flipper here. You get a ton of leverage, combine that with a good detent, and you have a recipe for a very solid action. And the way this front flipper is done, that is designed well. It comes up well above the pivot, of course, and well above the frame, and then the way that is angled and then completely drops off at a nice little curve. That is a perfect place to put your thumb or whichever finger and rocket that blade out. So that is a good design. That will allow for any type of deployment you can muster up. And then we do have that cutout there. And as I said, the detent is nice. You can get in there, thumb, and reverse flick it. Now, this knife I thought it would be nice, and all the material sounds nice. Everything sounds good until I got to the price, and these are going to come in at $70 and $80. And I felt like, okay, so am I getting like micarta and titanium accents with like a tie clip, tie backspacer, something to that effect? And that's not the case. We're looking at a steel backspacer, and I couldn't find out for sure what the backspacer is, or I didn't see it at least. I'm going to say that is some sort of anodized aluminum with the collars here as well, which does look good with this micarta. Double set of jimping. I just felt like that price was a little high, and feel free to disagree. Feel free to agree. Let me know down in the comments what you think. And that's not to take anything away from this knife. Here I am thinking, before I saw the final price, I'm thinking, oh, they're going to put this knife out for like $50. And that wasn't the case. I figured maybe if it was a kind of collaboration with an outside designer, we might be looking at like 70 tops for the aluminum, maybe like 65 for the micarta and Richlight. But I just feel like it's a little high to that point where I need to feel like I'm getting a little something extra. Like if this was a button compression type lock or a pivot button lock, something like that, right? Button frame lock, whatever, where there's a little bit more required in regards to the machining and the time, and then that usually requires a upgrade in the price. So I'm not seeing anything here that requires that upgrade. Now, you can let me know if I'm missing something. Now, we'll get a quick measurement here on our blade. We're looking at 3 inches of blade, 2.5 inches of cutting edge, and you have this kind of 50-50 area here with a cut in sharpening choil. So not combined, a unique aesthetic to that for sure. And then we're just looking at a straight 7 inches overall. I'll put up a couple of comparison knives here. We have the Kizer Drop Bear up top and the Benchmade Bug Out on the bottom. And this is going to be very similar to something like the Drop Bear, maybe just a touch shorter. And something like the Vostede Raccoon is much larger, and the XL Bel Air from Kershaw is also going to be much bigger. I'm not saying something like it's not a knife you shouldn't buy this knife or something like that if you really like the design and everything that's going on. I'm not saying this knife isn't worth the 70, but Kizer has always just brought a very good value to the market pretty much, with whatever design they're putting out. And I guess maybe I was just expecting something a little different, but not, a huge degree of, difference. We are looking at their standard deep carry clip, which does work well. It functions well and it's ergonomic. It'll carry very deep, maybe just a slight bit there poking out of the pocket. And that is going to be right hand carry only. Good retention on the way out. Surprised they didn't put the option for a left hand option with a filler tab, especially with it being, quote unquote, an in-house design. Just something, they're putting out as a generalization to the knife community. You think that would be, a nice option to have on the knife. We are looking at a centered blade, and I do like how there's a double set of jimping. We're going to get the arch nemesis out here, and we're going to give this thing a weight check. I like to guess the weight here of these new knives, and I invite you to play along. You can put your guess down in the comments. I love seeing your guess. It really just fills my heart with joy. I'm going to give it a go here, and we'll see what I can come up with. I'm going to say, and we do have recessed steel liners in there with triangular milling, which is Kizer's specialty there, about 30% on the lockup. I'm going to say 3. Ooh, okay. That's why I hate this thing, though, as well. 2.8 ounces and 80 grams, so considerably a lightweight knife. Go ahead and switch gears here. We'll get the calipers out and get some measurements on our blade here. And we'll start off with our handle thickness. They do have a slight contour to them, 0.47 and 12 millimeters for our handle thickness. Our blade stock thickness is 2.7 millimeters and 109 thousandths or so. Our behind the edge thickness, we'll get a random spot here. Try to get a good hold. And 21 thousandths, so not too shabby there. About 0.53. Eventually I'll remember that as far as the millimeters go. But coming down there pretty thin, just below average, I would say, like just below. Average being 22, 23, maybe 24. You could even say 21 as well, but coming down pretty good. High hollow, so, or a fairly high hollow. You have this little flat up here. Let's see how this knife cuts out of the box. We'll go ahead and get our standard catalog paper out here. This will be a good knife for utility type work, even being a drop point. You have that spear point nature, which keeps that tip nice and low. So this is going to be a very versatile blade shape. And if sharpened properly, this should have a just razor edge on it, because 14C can take an insanely sharp edge. And we know that just from all the years of experience. And seems like Kizer did, it's not like, oh, blowing my my shorts off or anything, but it's you know, it's pretty good. It's okay. It's got a good edge on it. Good working edge. That could definitely, you know, get sharper. I do like this knife. You'll have to let me know if you feel like I'm wrong. I just feel like even with it being a new model, you know, factor that in a little bit. But I don't know. That's just my opinion, I guess. Now, let's see if they got the hardware situation right. We have a non-told pivot, looks good. Pivot collar, really good. Could do without the Kizer on the front. We do have T8 on these two body screws here. And to me, it's like you already have the one, right? You already have the one screw here. Just drill another hole and put a screw. And, you know, you have the ability to change that clip over. I don't get that. T8 on the pocket clip screws, so well done in that regard there. But, you know, I got to fight for my lefty brothers and sisters out there. We got to fight for the T8 gang as well, which Kizer did successfully here. So, you know, they're nailing all the things that count. They're doing it well. I still don't, you know, being a standard liner lock, I just feel like, you know, had this been their button compression lock, their top liner lock, you know, their version of that, I would be like, okay, yeah, for sure. I see that price point because that requires more machining. It just requires more than something like this. And they're recessed. It looks good. It's really well done. Definitely, you know, a good looking, good feeling knife. I don't know. I can't get off the price though. I don't know. We're going to get the spine whacker out here and we're going to check this lock out. Like I said, about 30%, and I don't feel any movement up or down, side to side. It has a good lockup. We'll close it and we'll throw it open here. We'll start out towards the tip, give it a couple of light taps and see what happens from there. And a couple of light taps to get us going. We'll close it and check it. Give it a good triple tap and close it and check it. Give it a couple more there and it seems to be good to go. So we got a good lock up there out of the liner. We'll go ahead, run it through a couple of checks, make sure everything is still in working order. Centering looks good, detent feels good, action looks good, yep. Everything is running right, so exactly what you would expect. I'm really interested to hear from you. Is this a knife at this price you could see adding to your collection? I totally get it if you say, yeah, no question. You know, I could be off on this one. Let me know down in the comments. Look forward to hearing from you. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button. That helps push the video out there to more people. If you're new to the channel and you enjoy knives, EDC, and gear, you're in the right place. Make sure you subscribe because I release videos like this every single day. I'd love to have you here. I'll pop up a couple of new videos. Go check one of them out. Have yourself an awesome day. I love you all. Thank you all again for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.